Hi, hello, ladies. I'm Carla, the founder of the Feminine Energy. Welcome to this channel. Hope you're having a nice day. So today on this video, I want to talk about the difference between a woman in her wounded feminine and a woman in her healthy feminine, and what she seeks in relationships and how she behaves and how she sees men and relationships. So, well, first of all, I apologize for my weird voice because I've been having a cold in these past few days. I went to the snow a few days ago, so I got a sore throat, and I'm better now, but you can still listen. I have a weird voice, so apologies for that. So yes, I want to talk about the difference between a wounded feminine and a healthy feminine. So very often a woman when she's in her wounded feminine, and well, first of all, what is a woman in her wounded feminine, in her wounded self? So it's a woman who has a wound, an emotional wound. Sometimes it comes from when she was a child. It comes from lack of affection or attention or validation from her parents, which basically created this emotional wound that it was never felt. So she grew up having this emotional void, this emotional wound, and always trying to seek external validation, external affection from others, always trying to soothe that wound. So what happens when she's a grown-up woman and she's operating from this wound is that very often a man giving her basic affection, basic attention through sexual attraction, that's all she wants. That's all. It's like enough for her, because a man feeling that attention, that attraction, that sexual attraction, of course you will give her attention, you will give her energy, you will give her time, and all of that it just suits her. It just suits her emotional wound. So it basically is just like he's licking her wound, and it just suits her temporarily. While it's like getting a high, and it works that way. So very often for a woman in when she's in her wounded self and seeking that attention and validation outside of herself and in men, a man having sexual attraction for her, it's enough. It sends her over the moon. She's all happy. She's having that high, temporary high, and this is very basic, right? This attention, that a man gives in a woman when he's sexually attracted to her, it's very basic. But for a woman in her wounded self, it's like enough, because she's emotionally unavailable. She's emotionally closed off, so she cannot go very deep. So in a relationship, so that is enough. That is enough to suit her. So what happens is she ends up accepting men who are not good for her, because she doesn't have standards. She's not vetting these men. She doesn't have boundaries. She doesn't have standards. All those little pieces of attention and that he's giving her, it's enough. So very often she ends up having sex too soon with a man she barely knows, and she realizes afterwards that all of that attention, all of that energy, all of that will end or change, right? Because either a man was just using her, and then he discards her, or he will just stop giving her all of that attention and validation, and will just start giving her breadcrumbs. So basically she will either have to go and search for another man to continue giving her that validation, or she will chase the man who is giving her breadcrumbs in order for him to give her the validation and attention and affection that he was giving before, right? So this leads to a very toxic situation. It leads to codependency, because she's seeking all that. She's chasing people to give her what she wants, because she's operating from her little inner child, right? That inner child that has that wound, she's operating from that inner child. It's like she's desperately seeking, the soothing of her wounds, someone to fulfill that void. So and a man feeling sexual attraction for a woman, I mean, and any man can do that. And it's very, very basic, right? And a man doesn't even have to like a woman in order to feel that, in order to want to sleep with her, right? And very often he gives her that attention and affection, validation, just because he wants to get to a goal. The same way she wants to get to the goal of him soothing her wounds, he also wants to get to the goal of her sleeping with her. So it's just basically it's just a transaction, right? Although deep down that's not her desire, because she wants a relationship, but at surface level it's very transactional. So the way to get out of this toxic situation, this toxic dynamic, is to heal your mood itself and to become a healthy feminine woman. So, and how do you do this? You do this by stop seeking that attention and that validation in others externally, and you shift the focus to you. You shift the focus to you. You have to mother yourself and father yourself. Maybe like your parents didn't do it, you have to do it yourself. So you start giving yourself the attention, the validation, the love, the affection that you never received. You start giving that all to yourself. Instead of searching for it in other people, you will search for it in you, inside you. That's when you start shifting the focus, as I was saying, to yourself, and you start listening to yourself. You start listening to your needs. You start listening to your desires, maybe for the first time in your life. What do I really want? What do I really need in a relationship, in a man? You start treating yourself right. You start giving yourself all the goodness in the world, right? And you start filling your cup. You start filling your cup from the inside. So when your cup is so full, it will take a while to get there. But when your cup is so full, it is overflowing, that's when you are ready to date. That's when you are ready to have a healthy relationship, because you won't be seeking any validation, any affection, anything externally. You already have all that. You want a man, you want a partner in your life that will be a match to the things that you're already giving yourself, right? You see how different it is from seeking in others what you don't have, what you are lacking, and being in a relationship with a man that matches what you already have. You see the difference? And that's how you have a healthy relationship with you can have a healthy relationship with a man. And then he feeling sexually attracted to you is not enough. That's basic. It's like, yeah, it's nice to hear a man say, I'm attracted to you, I find you attractive, I find you beautiful. It's nice, but it's nice for 5 seconds. But then you will question, okay, but it's nice to hear that, but what else have you got? What else have you got in store for me? Do you really care about me? Are you really serious about me? That's when you have your standards. That's when you raise your standards. You want much, much more than just basic sexual attraction, because you don't have wounds anymore in order to be soothed. Those wounds are healed. So now you want a lot more. Right? Now you want a man who truly cares for you. Yes, of course, you want a man who's sexually attracted to you, but you want a man who also cares for you, is serious about you. You want a man that, for example, if you are sick, if you're feeling unwell, is not going to just tell you, oh, okay, well, get well soon, goodbye. Because that's usually what a man does when his intentions are just to sleep with you, nothing else. It's just, okay, get well soon, let me know when you feel better, bye-bye. But when you have a man who truly cares for you, He really wants to know how you feel. He wants to be there to help you through actions. He's gonna ask you how you feel. He's gonna bring you groceries. He's gonna make you a soup. He's gonna take you to the doctor. He's gonna get out of his way to help you, because he cares about your well-being. And not just when you're sick. This is just an example, but in your everyday life, he's there. He gets out of his way to be there for you. He cares about your well-being. He cares about helping you. He cares about making your life easier, making your life better. Because it just cares for you, because it just genuinely likes you, right? And it will help you in many levels, right? So, and then that's when you start opening up to receive help in many other levels, to receive care from a man in many other levels, because you start being emotionally available. You start open up emotionally and start being open to receive a lot of goodness, a lot of things that you weren't open before, right? And because you already have all that in your life, you're already giving all that to yourself, so it's very easy, to accept that from a man. Right. And you also, not just for a man, but this will happen, it will affect you in many other areas, in friendships, for example, if you have a business with clients, etc., you will notice a shift in many other areas of your life. But in this video, just talking specifically about relationship with men, romantic relationships. So that's when you heal. That's when you start being open to a relationship, and you don't enter into a relationship blindly just because he's telling you you are beautiful, he's giving you a bit of attention. No, you want to know who that man is. What does he want from you, right? Does he truly like you? Does he genuinely likes you, etc., etc.? And you take your time to get to know a man. You don't jump into bed quickly because you don't care about that validation, right? You don't want a random man having access to you, into your body, into your intimacy. You want to make sure it has your highest good and has the best intentions for you, because you just want good energy in your life and inside your body, right? So you take your time to vet man. You take your time to see his actions, to see how he treats you in a consistent basis, to see his patterns, not just a one-off action, but to see his patterns of behavior, his patterns of how he treats you, etc., through a long period of time, because that's how you get to know someone. You're not just rushing everything because you want to that validation. You want that your wounds licked as soon as possible. No, you are at peace. You are at peace. If it's not this man, you will be another one. If it's not this man, they're the right one, I don't want anything from him. I don't need any validation on any wounds licked, because I don't have any wounds anymore, right? And I can just move along if this is not the right man for me. So that's the difference, the main difference between dating from your wounded feminine and dating from your healed feminine energy. Because when you are in your healed feminine energy, you have high standards. You're very selective. You don't accept just anyone. You want the best partner. You want the man who's going to treat you like a queen. And why? Because you're treating yourself like a queen. You are treating yourself that way already. So you want a man who matches that energy, who is at least treating you as well as you're treating yourself, if not even better. Is there to make your life even better. Because if he's not there to make your life even better, and he's there just want to take from you, then he's a liability. I'm sorry. And he's not an asset in your life. He's just a liability if his goal is just to take from you. And a lot of men who are just feeling, sexual attraction, just wants to sleep with you, he wants to take from you, and this it's a toxic dynamic between a woman who wants that validation quickly, and a man who just wants to take from her quickly, right? And yeah, and if you're feeling this, because then that man goes away, and then will come a different man with a different face and a different name, but the dynamic will be the same, because you're still in that cycle, right? So in order to get out of this cycle, you have to do your work. You have to do your work, because no amount of makeup or heels or dresses in order to look feminine is gonna take you out of this dysfunctional, this dynamic, right? You have to do your inner work, and this is how you do it. It's by shifting the focus. Maybe you spend your whole life looking and paying attention at others and seeking things from others. Now it's time to stop that. Now it's time to shift the focus to you and start filling your cup, start giving to yourself. And that's when you realize that you have so much love to give to yourself. You have so much love inside you. You have so much care for yourself. You don't need others to give you that, right? Because you have all of that inside you as already. You just have to connect to that, and just you soothe your wounds. You soothe that inner child. She's desperately wanting you. She's desperately inside you, wanting you to pay attention to her. Not the man, not others, but you, to pay attention to her and to give her all she needs. So it's time to do that. It's time, because you deserve a wonderful life, and you cannot have a wonderful life. You are always in codependency and always having users around you taking from you, and and in this roller coaster, and that's not a good life. That's not the best life you deserve. And you deserve to live your best life, and you deserve a man who is loving, who truly cares for you and treats you amazingly, and that's what you deserve. Really, that's what you will come here in this life to live, to not to be in survival mode, but to live, to thrive. So and that's how you do it, because when you get to that point of you filling your cup so much, you're not dependent on anyone. Even if a relationship ends, yeah, you sad for a bit, but then you continue to fill your cup. You will continue to be good in your own skin, right? It's not the end of the world, right? So, ladies, if this resonates with you, I have a wonderful book called Embody Your Sensual Feminine Energy. It will help you navigate this journey from your wounded self into your empowered feminine self. Get the book. The book is in the description of this video, and I hope this helps as well. Let me know in the comments. I'll always love to hear from you. And have a good day. Bye.